Good evening, good evening. It's 9:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By the clock, it's 7 minutes fast. In a little smoke-mobile, $1,200 super cool little minivan. It's the 20th, 4/20, 2020. 3 20s in a row. I gotta get this thing up in the air and get under it. See if I got any external problems, like leaky hose leading to the trans, or a wire or something. You know, because you gotta do that first. It would be stupid to just assume I've got to replace the solenoid inside the trans without first deducing that something externally is not causing the problem. You always go for the cheapest thing first. So I have to do that before I can even deduce whether or not I have a real issue with, you know, taking the trans pan off. I guess it's not that big of a deal. Switching out that little solenoid. It's just coming up with the money for it. I think it costs like $100. And then the trans pan gasket and replacing the tranny fluid. When I got it off, you might as well replace the filter and shit like that. So I'll probably have to buy that shit too. So it's like, yeah, it's probably like $150 bite if I have to do that. But I'm hoping that maybe when I parked it here, maybe a kitty got under there and rubbed against something and it was just ready to pop loose or something, and I can catch it and fix it. Because, well, it's just a problem with it shifting back in the first gear. The rest of it's fine. It's just fine once it's in first gear. And it doesn't always do it, just every once in a while. So, yeah, I've been researching it. It could be the solenoid, the shift solenoid. But it could also be something else. It could be something external. I haven't checked yet. The weather won't get right and stay right. Like right now it's raining. It's getting cold again. It's going to be cold tomorrow. It's going to sleet and snow tonight. Like some icy, nasty shit. So it's like we got a whole day of bullshit to go through just weather-wise before we get back to a halfway decent day. Which, you know, the days, it's like the good days aren't really that good. They're only like 50, 51 degrees. I think we might have hit 56. At some point one of these days recently. But the weather this year, it's just like it's not coming around, man. It's not breaking open. It's not turning into spring weather at all. It's like it's stuck in this transition period, this transition phase. So yeah, we got this spooky side where it's blowing rain coming down. And I didn't take pills last night. I guess I should try and take them tonight. I'm still like dealing with this weird exhaustion thing and this heart flutter. I sure be glad when they get done with this bullshit so I can go to a doctor or something. You know, if I'm still alive, and actually get properly diagnosed and treated. Because, well, you can't right now because of, you know, one billionaire, well, actually a few of them, the ones who own the patent on the thingy, yeah, it's like their agenda. They think that they run the world and that they can control all governments. It's like, I don't get it. If they're going to perpetuate a great delusion, why not perpetuate the great delusion in full? Okay, you got the entity there, you know, the evil prophet. It's called false prophet, but he's not false in any sense. He has supernatural power. It's just on the evil side. He's the evil prophet. You know, like a warlock, a magician, a black magician. Not talking skin color, talking, you know, energy color. So yeah, they could have perpetuated this shit a whole lot better, and it would have worked better. than, you know, how they're doing it. Because, well, people are starting to see, hey, wow, this is just one wrinkly little lizard with too much money and too much time on his hands. It's this little lizard's agenda. You know, the little Gates rancid bloodline agenda. The eugenicists, you know? It's like, how many generations of these fuckers, you know, have, you know, it's like you got passed down the mental illness from one generation to the next. We should control the world. We should control the population. You know, all this bullshit. It's like, you know, obviously you shouldn't if you want to inject people with a digital vaccine. You know, it's like, okay, well, obviously you shouldn't be running shit. And, you know, actually he doesn't run shit except for his mouth. You know, he's starting to find that out. The people are like, fuck you. Haha. Fuck you. And fuck the motherfuckers in government that fucking told the line for you. It's like they're gonna get voted out now. People ain't gonna fucking want Trump no more. Fuck Trump. You know? It's like he let them just do this shit. Walk all over America. It's like a little fag, a little marionette. You know? He just got controlled, you know, because he was afraid to stand up and just say what he knew was true. And you know, double down on it, which, hey, you know, when he was talking about this is their latest elaborate hoax, that was insider information, yo. You know, because they can control the media and have them demonized, and people are stupid enough to buy into this media bullshit and obey the media and obey the mainstream. It's like, you know, they're stupid enough to do it. It's like they don't even see the, hey, wow, everybody that put on this show for you, this 8-hour show for you the other day, is a traitor against you. They betrayed you by luring you into this. Those of you, I mean, because, all right, think about this. When did they patent this? There's a patent on this thing, okay? When did they patent it? If you have it, then you have a lawsuit because they somehow introduced it into you since they patented it, and you did not consent to them introducing it into you. It did not spread to you from somebody or something else. It was purposefully introduced. People think you have to be injected. Not necessarily. Okay, they have nanobots now. They can build cities inside your body, yo. They can build cameras in your eyes and fucking, they can create a pimple on the back of your neck that creates like this hole, and you can't get rid of it. And that's actually a listening device created out of your own fucking flesh. Yeah, and it transmits to them. They can't use your ears, but they can create their own little sound device. And all this shit sounds crazy as hell, but I bet you if half of you do the research, you got a lump that's a big fucking hole because you tried to dig it out and you can't dig it out because it's actually made of your own flesh. And it's like you can't get rid of it. It's almost like a cyst or something. And doctors won't fuck with it. It's like, you see? So it's like, what's that tell you? I've had optometrists go out of their way not to look in one eye to make sure that they were way over in front of the other eye when they were talking to me, like they were trying to tell me something. But the thing is, I don't know if this guy is like vain where he'd want to get seen, or if he's like he would not want to get seen. I don't know his personality. So I don't know what he was trying to say by that. If he was trying to tell me that's the eye the camera's in, or, you know, the other eye is the eye the camera's in. My left eye is the one that has the wrinkly, like, reptile shit happening under it all the time. I have to put a little bit of vegetable shortening on that eye all the time, every day, because it gets all wrinkly and dried up under that eye. The other eye, not so much. But my left eye is like it has this wrinkly, webby problem on the bottom eyelid from the corner halfway over. And I attribute that to my eye wrinkling up a lot because of something, you know, aggravating it. And it's just, I'm used to it, so I don't realize that my eye is doing it. It's responding to it. So yeah, I participated in this thing against Bill Gates, even if it's gonna like have me targeted, you know. It may be run for the wilderness time, but I don't think it is. I think it's push them back time, because I think they can still be pushed back. And I think that God can still, it's like, he can still back up his word, which they're trying to change the prophecy and manifest a different prophecy, a whole different group of prophecies. Because they think they can get away with it. They think they can do it. Just because, well, they've got too much money and things have been too easy for them for too long. And they'll find out as the spiritual realm starts responding to them that, well, there's no place safe for them. That big mansion they got, all that security, that panic room, none of that shit can keep them safe from themselves, you see, and their own reciprocity. You reap what you sow. Some of us know it as karma, but it's like what goes around comes around. It does. You've seen in a recent video that fucker that he had a lump on his forehead, you know, so he's already ain't safe. I think he might eventually have an epiphany when a cup or something flies off a fucking shelf right at his face, knocks his glasses off his face, cuts his nose all up, and it just supernaturally happened. It just flew. There was no wind or nothing. It just flew at his face, like something threw a cup at his face. Yeah, so it's like it'll be something like that. And things like that have happened. You know, it's not necessarily a poltergeist, so much as maybe an angel was sliding through and decided to send a little message on its way through. Hey, yeah, we're watching you. I'm gonna be back, and you better be fucking right. You know, let this be a warning to you, bitch ass. Next time I might have to actually touch you. You see, and Bill Gates needs to get with that he's touching God's entities. You know, and that he's accusing God's entities of carrying fucking shit that they don't have and giving it to other entities. It's like, you know, this freaky fucking monster. It's like, y'all need to research what that dude did with that radio show when he had everybody thinking that there was an alien attack. Okay, it turned into 14th century feudalism. People were fucking raping and pillaging each other, man, because this fucker was on the radio. This retarded, fat, stupid fucker was on the radio perpetuating this hoax on the whole United States, and that was a test, okay? And they got to see, hey, wow, we can make people act however we want. We just have to feed them the media. We can do it fast and have chaos really fast all in one night, or we can do it slow. They decided to do it slow and then enact it fast. So they started in like the early 90s, really making people stupid with media, music, and sports and video games and shit like that. Just totally, and religion too. It's like, yeah, there's been a change in that. For those of you who you've been in a religious community, you've noticed a change. You've noticed a change in the criteria, in the agenda, in the narrative. You know, it's like shit has changed, man. Especially since your pastor signed off to be able to stay open and keep his tax exempt status. He signed off on snitching you out, you know, for any number of reasons. So when you confide in him, it's like you're confiding in your doctor who's typing into his computer everything you're saying, and then, or his nurses, and then that shit's going up to a cloud, and the NSA and, you know, all them guys can just, you know, peep your shit because now it's on the cloud. That's why you can't tell the truth to your doctors no more, man. And you can't have some tests done anymore, you see, because it gives them information that you don't want them to have. And your pastor signed off on this shit too. It's like, you need to research it if you don't believe me. It happened, I think, while Obama was in office, that they made the pastors sign off to keep their tax exempt status. That this document, and it's a secret. They can't even admit, you know, part of the agreement is that they don't admit to anybody, none of their parishioners or anybody, that you know, they're part of this thing. So yeah, they probably won't tell you if you confront them with it, because they made an agreement with the government that they won't. And for all they know, they're being spied on. You know, there may be a bug in every fucking church office now. You know, government grade. All right, y'all. Hope y'all are having a blessed night. Be blessed. And that as the rain falls, so do the blessings upon your lives and you.